Good day and welcome to the channel. In this short video, I'm in my suit because it's a long story. But at any rate, we've got to change the fill valve on this toilet because it's cracked on the top here and we need to swap it out. So we've got a replacement from Home Depot or Rona or Lowe's or wherever your favorite place is. And we'll show you how easy it is. You do not need a plumber to do this. So let's get to it. So in the flush valve, you can see the water right there. You can see it dripping obviously out of here, out of the head. First thing to do is to turn off the water. And you can see here I've already done that. So the valve is turned sideways. It's perpendicular to the water line. So the valve is closed. And then the next thing to do is to drain the water out of here. And how do you do that? Well, you flush. So you flush the handle and the flapper lifts up. And just hold it so that it drains as much as it can. And whatever you don't get out is going to leak out on the floor, so make sure you've got some towels because it's going to come out of that hole right down there. So I've got a towel down, and what I have to do is loosen this guy off, which is usually hand tight. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. And if it's really tight, you might need to use some channel locks. This one's pretty tight. There we go. Now, watch out, that water's gonna flow. There it is. It's coming out. So, you can see that's loose now. Okay, so that's off, and now we can just come back up here and lift this guy out. There's the old one, there's the new one. You can take it out to about the same length, just twist it. That's about right. Squish up that gasket so that it goes down in the hole nicely and keeps that sealed. And here's a catch. You need to make sure that that thumb screw, which is affecting your float, which moves up and down here, is not in the way of your flusher. You know, lifts your flapper valve. So you probably have to turn this a little bit and make sure that your water line is long enough to go inside here. That's where it needs to go. And we're going to adjust this to about the same as the other one was. And I'm just going to use the thumb screw to do this. I'm just twisting it so that this float rises up a little bit higher. There we go. And that'll just allow a little bit more water to be in the tank. So when you flush, there's a bigger swoosh. Take the plastic nut. I'm just going to use the old one because it's exactly the same as the new one. And just screw it on. And what you're trying to do here is make it tight so that that red rubber gasket that's inside the tank is squished down and forms a watertight seal. If you don't have that, you'll have a leak. So make sure it's on there good and tight. But you just have to do it finger tight. You shouldn't have to use channel locks or anything else. Good and finger tight, but finger tight. There you go. That's that. And now you just put your water line back on. Pretty easy. And again, finger tight.
You didn't have to use tools.
Now, before you turn your water line back on, mop up any residual water because you're going to want to check this for leaks. Because if you leave it for a day and you have a leak, that's not going to be very funny. So you need to check it. And as a last check, I'm just going to look in here to see if there's anything odd. Nope, this all looks fine to me. That seal down at the bottom, that red rubber gasket, looks pretty happy. Way down there. So let's turn the water on and see what happens. Water's flooding in. Yay! Now, let's go down here and make sure there's no drips. Nope, I don't see any drips. I think that's happy. So we just go back here, wait for it to finish filling up. And as I mentioned, the higher that float is, the more flushing power you're going to get.
Yeah, so I don't know what I was thinking, but I forgot to clip the water input hose to the top of that little pipe stand. It's absolutely critical that you do that. If you don't, water will slowly pull out of the tank and it will effectively have a non-stop slow flush. Not good. And that's a lot of wasted water. Now in our case, that flexible rubber hose was so long we had to use a pair of scissors to cut it back.
So that just opens up.
Standpipe also usually has a water level mark on it, and you definitely want to make sure that the stored water in that tank doesn't go up to the top of that pipe.
There's the flapper lifted, and the water drains. And again, let's just go down here and take a little looky-loo, make sure there's no leaks, because I don't like leaks. There we go. Now if you find you've got too much water, you can just use the thumb screw.
I'm going to screw this down a bit and lower the float so that it allows less water into the tank.
And that's it, boys and girls. If you found this video useful, big thumbs up would be super appreciated. Subscribe's also appreciated. So smash the bell, please. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can always get a hold of us directly at www.urtech. That's www.urtech.ca. Or you can leave a question or comment below. And if we don't get back to you, somebody else will, because on YouTube, you just know everybody has an opinion. Thanks and have a great day.